What is good, YouTube? It is your boy James, and today I'm coming at y'all with another episode of the previewing and predicting series. Pretty proud of myself I'm usually a lazy fuck, so the fact that I'm actually doing this a good amount, pretty proud of myself for, even though it's not too much of an accomplishment. But today, when it comes to the previewing and predicting series, I'm going to be talking about the Miami Heat. The Heat are a team that I find kind of hard to project sometimes, just because they have a lot of guys that come in that you probably don't know and are very productive. And that's definitely not a problem, right? But when you're talking about a team um, who you're trying to project and they have guys who a lot of the time surprise you is kind of a hard thing. But even though with this roster, I don't think um, I don't think they have a guy really like that. Obviously, I don't think they have a guy like that this year. But for this video, I'm going to be doing my what I think my lineup should be on a doc, because whatever fucking reason I can't find a starting, just I don't like looking at the roster. I like having, their positions laid out. Why the fuck can I not find that? It's never been a problem. Why the fuck is a Heat a pretty big market? I can't find that. Like, what the fuck are you guys on about? Um, so I'm gonna just be a little more interactive and type out what I think their lineup should be. And then one thing I just wanted to mention, if you guys want to follow my Twitter, my ad is here. But I did my early power rankings, and I had the Heat at 6. And I had a couple people message me talking about how they think that was kind of an interesting rating. Also, I'm sorry for my list. I tried to really use my thoughts, because I think that a lot of people, when it comes to power rankings, I'm going to do my official power rankings when the season starts, but I think they all kind of do it based on what people want to hear. And I don't want to do this. I genuinely think, as of now, this is what I think. I don't think anything I'm saying here is because of what I think people want me to think or what people might find controversial. So I did have the Heat here at 6. If you had the Heat at 4, I think that's fine, but I'm going to take the Sixers, Bucks, and Celtics all over them. But if you want to argue they're better than the Nets, fine. I think most people would probably say they're better than the Raptors, but as of now, I like the Raptors a little more. But getting into the lineups, like I said, I have to type it out this time because fuck you guys. Give me a site, please. But obviously, their point guard is going to be Kyle Lowry. A lot of people were intrigued by that signing. For me, I think his play last year was a little bit, I won't say overhated. I think obviously he already turned 36, so at some point the age is going to catch him, right? But I think what some people don't think about all the time is that there's other factors outside of basketball. And Kyle Lowry was living in Canada for many years. I don't know what his tenure was off the top of my head in Toronto, but he was there for a long time. Um, and then he moved to Miami, and just switching teams for the first time in a long time. So I think that does play a little bit of a factor. Now, obviously, was his age and injuries a factor? Yeah. But I think he was coming from a different country, um, and he just hadn't moved in a long time. He was rolling with a lot of the same guys in Toronto for a long time. So I do think at some point he just needs to settle in a little more. And he also, Kyle Lowry is a guy who can kind of be like Chris Paul, where he doesn't need to be some prolific scorer to fit on this team, right? He just needs to play make, hit the open threes when he can, but he doesn't need to go out and average 20. Um, so I think Lowry is going to be fine. At the 2, I like Max Strus. Some people want Hero to start, but with a team like this, and I will talk about it when it comes to the power forward spot, I think sometimes this team just needs more offensive click, right? This is a very good defensive team. It's a very good run team. It's a very good disciplined team. But sometimes I think they just need another guy that's just going to give them offense. And I'd like Hero doing that off the bench, not in the starting lineup. I think Strus fits good in that 2 spot next to um, in between Lowry and Butler. Now, obviously, the small forward is going to be Jimmy Butler. I like Jimmy Butler. I think Paul George is better. I'm sorry. I need to get my Clippers talk out of the way. But I genuinely think that Jimmy Butler, I think he would need a lot of help, but I think Jimmy Butler can win you a championship being the best player. Um, like I said, I think he's going to need a lot. It's not like he's going to single-handedly, in the playoffs he has, but not single-handedly win you a finals. But I think if he has the right help around him, he can bring you to that promised land. I would never pick the Heat to be a favorite with Jimmy Butler as their number one, but I think Jimmy Butler can be a number one. Now, the thing that I didn't like about this offseason was just the fact that they lost PJ Tucker and they don't really have a forward. I like Carmelo. I know that the Nets have been mentioned, but I don't. It was one of my Twitter friends said that he thought Melo would be a good fit with the Heat, and I agree. I think he's not a net negative on defense, but I do think he's not a great defender. But I think this is a very well disciplined defensive team. I think they have the best coach in basketball, arguably, but I would probably put him at one. Um, and they have a lot of good defensive personnel. So I think bringing in a guy like Melo, who was very good for the Lakers last year, to just hit contested shots, hit the three ball consistently. I like Carmelo there. They've also brought Jay Crowder, who I would also like too. But I think Melo just is kind of, even though he's not a necessarily great ball handler anymore, I just like his ability to just put the ball in the basket a little more than Jay Crowder. Defensively, Crowder's obviously better. And then at the center, you have Bam. I'm very high on Bam. I like his defensive versatility a lot. I would like his offensive game to get more consistently. Like, what did he average last year? And like I said, it's not even his averages. Um, it's just his consistency. So he averaged 19 last year. I think for me, it's more the playoffs. I think I need to see him be a good guy in the playoffs. What did he shoot from three last year? Like his Okay, so he shot 0% from three. So maybe you would like to see him. I didn't think he shot any better, but I think you would like to see him um, take a step there defensively. Or I mean offensively. But I like his defensive versatility. I think that is good enough. But I would like to see Bam get a little better. And then I'm not going to fucking write PG, whatever the fuck. But their sixth man was Tyler Hero. I like Hero. I think the consensus is like a lot of people think he should start, and I think he's just better off the bench. Um, some the thing I don't really get with people in like this whole six man he should be starting is Tyler Hero is going to come off the bench and he's going to give you pretty much the same amount of minutes. So why does it really matter all that much? But I like Hero off the bench, just kind of a guy that, if you're struggling offensively, come off the bench, go get you a bucket. And then they have Oladipo there at the backup too. I like Victor a lot. I think he's a good defensive fit there. You could say he should be the starting two. Um, I'm just gonna put fucking that. Some people think he should be the starting two. I think he's fine off the bench. I think his defense and his rim pressure can kind of fit Tyler Hero a little more when coming off the bench. So I like his fit there. I'm not gonna lie, I completely lost my train of thought, so we need to go over here so I can look over the roster real quick. Um, wow, who should I think should be their backup three? Um, I guess um, you can put Gabe Vincent here at the three. I like Vincent a lot. The size there is kind of concerning, but Hero's a taller point guard, and I think Gabe Vincent can hold his own. And then also a guy that they need to just figure out how to shoot the fucking basketball is Duncan Robinson. Also, I don't think they have a power forward, so I'm going to just put Deadman here real quick. No, I think that's how it is. Duncan Robinson needs to learn how to shoot the fucking basketball. And I hope he does because I was really high on that signing. Um, but he needs to be consistent shooting. He needs to be that shooter that he was that got him that contract. The power forward position, again, a lot of people are high on this guy they drafted. I'm just going to fucking call him Jokic. I'm sorry, that might sound kind of racist. But a lot of people are high on him. I don't know much about him, but he's 19, so I wouldn't realistically think... Oh, fuck, they have Caleb Martin. I think Caleb Martin can play that position, too. I didn't forgot about Caleb Martin. I like Caleb Martin, too. But I don't think a 19-year-old is a guy that you really want to rely on being a backup for, but I don't know much about him, so we'll have to see. And like I said, they find guys, and a lot of people like him. And then Dwayne Deadman is a guy who I don't want to sit here and talk about Dwayne Deadman too much, to be honest. But I like his role as a backup big. I think he just gives you. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Julio Rodriguez just got extended. Um, I think he just gives you a solid 15 minutes. And yeah, so I like Dwayne Deadman. Sorry, that Julio Rodriguez signing kind of caught me a little off guard. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm gonna go talk about J Rod now. But if you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. And other than that, I don't know, the Hornets I'll upload tomorrow. That's gonna be a team to make some jokes about. But other than that, please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.